is my tribe right here. But it's not Cuban though. It's incorrect.
What is it?
It's Massachusetts. It's a little different. But it's Manasai. It's the same thing.
What you mean, like but your people come from Cuba?
Nah.
Where your people come from?
Israel.
Israel? What part of Israel?
Israel that's here.
Manasseh. Okay, but what do they call your people on this side of the earth?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. That's a native tribe.
Massachusetts state named themselves after our tribe.
Massachusetts. Okay.
But this is how the tribe is pronounced.
Okay, Manasseh.
So Algonquin language is the same as Israel language, the same as Hebrew language.
Yes, sir.
My language is very similar to this.
Okay. What are other tribes like in New York? It's Algonquin. What's right in New York though?
Algonquin is still
Shinnecock.
But they're all Algonquin still.
But they're all a part of the
Algonquin is
Algonquin
a language.
Yeah.
There's only one Algonquin tribe there in Canada.
Okay, but the language group is Algonquin.
Our nationalistic designation is called Titicut.
Okay.
So our designations, the way that we do our nationalistic stuff, like our nation status, it comes from the land base in which your home village is.
Okay.
So we have 198 different villages within Massachusetts, but my home village is Titicut.
Okay.
Because my grandfather, who was the chief of the tribe, I serve as council chief now, but my grandfather, he served as council chief, and when he did, the national designation was Titicut. So on the old documents that you can pull from the Vatican from the 1621, you can actually see there that it says Massachusetts country or Titicut country, opposed to, like a tribe. We didn't even use tribe, but Matakeesit would be my race.
Okay.
I'm considered Matakeesit as my race, but my national designation is Titicut.
It's crazy because literally we were just talking about it before you walked over. I was talking about how they got over 900 different, what they would say tribes, but everyone got their federal recognition.
Yeah, they only got 565 federally acknowledged.
Yeah.
But there's thousands that are unacknowledged, and every single last one of you guys standing out here comes from one of those tribes too, that are unacknowledged by the feds, but acknowledged by the Creator, which is more important.
But what you're saying is, basically, you're acknowledging that we all go back to Israel.
Absolutely. But everybody thinks Israel is somewhere else. That's also another problem.
What are you saying? Are you saying
This
Israel
is
is America?
This is Israel.
Why do you believe that this is Israel?
I'll tell you why I know that.
Okay.
Because 10,000 years ago, they found an ancient rock from my tribe, okay? And it was very prehistoric. It was about 10,000 years old. And the language on there is the same language as the Hebrew language, right? But also, what's interesting about this rock is that the story is the story of the Jewish high holidays, but it's ours. And then they replicated the story of the Jewish high holidays off of our actual documentation on the rocks. The story's off the rock. Their mathematics is not the same as our mathematics. Their science is not the same as our science. Even their social economics is not the same as ours.
That's right.
Their understanding about land ownership is not even the same as ours. So you're right about that. You're actually right on point with that. Yeah, absolutely, man.
What's your name, brother?
Yeah, Chief Wampamikum Wampatuck, man. It's a real pleasure, man.
Right.
Yeah, real pleasure.
From a chief to a chief, man.
Yeah.
It's good to meet you.
Pleasure,
What's your name,
man. Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
What's your name, brother?
I'm Sergeant at Arms.
Elder, how you feeling?
This is our tribal chief justice. He runs our tribal court for our tribe. But it's all good, man. You guys keep building, man.
Definitely, man. Beautiful. Glad to meet you, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's good to see you.
I want you to take a good look. Here's a castle. There's black people wearing armor in the castle, throwing down stones. Here we have white people attacking the castle, trying to take the castle. Pay close attention. This is our history. This is what led into slavery. Let's go down. This is picture. Oh, I'm sorry. This is 74 here. Where is it? 74. Take a good look. White people in armor chopping up black people that they conquered. Margarita, Joinville. Okay, let's take a look. Pay close attention. What do you see? White people coming against black people in a castle. We told y'all we were ruling Europe for 1,000 years. Okay? 77, Crusaders fighting Saracens. These are black men. They started lightening their color, but these are black men. These are Caucasians coming against us. Look on the coats of arms. You have black heads. Okay? 170, 171. Jean de La Chapelle. Black King and Serving Man details. So, here you have the Black King. And this is possible.
Where their worm never dies. Mark 9:48.
So remember that 90%, 9 out of 10 people, if not more, have the fulfillment of this prophecy that was written about years ago. And according to the CDC, at least 3.5 billion people, even though it's more, have this issue. Now they said that the world would be deceived. Matthew 24:24, that includes the doctors and the presidents. So going into this a little more deeper, we see that all of these disorders are associated with leaky gut and SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, inflammation where their fire is never quenched, and the pain and the inflammation is so bad that it can cause a lot of cognitive dissonance between the first brain, the left and the right hemisphere, and the second brain. So, how do we kill these things? We get back to the most free antibacterial, antiparasitical agent in the world, which is Celtic salt. It has 82 different minerals. As well, it's going to soak up and kill those little suckers that like to hang out in your lower intestines. So, go ahead and combine the salt with the herbs, and we will be able to get rid of any kind of excess leaven that's associated with pride, the yeast mold or candida, as well as this C word. So, how do we do that? We change this standard SAD diet. We start to understand that 90% of all people have leaky gut syndrome. We understand that fasting and prayer puts the body into a state of autophagy, where the bad cells die and the good cells are able to thrive and live. And we get this state through intermittent fasting. So when you wake up, don't go ahead and eat. Hold off until after 10 o'clock so that your circadian rhythm and your cell can be in sync in a alkaline homeostasis environment level, you know what I'm saying? And eat all of your food by 6 o'clock. Go ahead and screenshot all this and follow it, and check out the Patreon where I do lay it out a little bit more as well. Remember too, 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut, and them critters is stealing your happiness. Alright, so that's why all other countries detox 2 to 3 times a year. And they don't have these personality issue disorders that we have here in America. Alkaline environment. So go ahead and check out the website. 10% off equals Jacob. Combine the herbs, the fasting, with salt as well as working out, and I'll walk you through the process. So check it out there on Patreon.
Reasons why Africans are repressed, but let me tell you the reason why. When I say that you are the most powerful beings, you are the most powerful beings. You have to understand that you were like the first people to bring in advanced technology. You were the owners and creators of Atlantis. Okay? You people helped create advanced technology that these supposedly reptilians invented. They didn't invent shit. Okay? And the Arcturians, they didn't invent shit either. All of you fucking melanated fucking gods, you invented that shit. Okay? And you see what happened is that you Egypt, like, so in ancient Egypt, Africa, that's fucking Atlantis. You guys were the owners of that, okay? You did not live with, like, yeah, that's beautiful too, like later on in other parts of Africa where you guys have your ancient stuff, but I'm talking advanced technology that you had here, okay? And you have to understand that the reason why you are so repressed is because aliens were interested in how advanced you were. They wanted to fuck you up because you were so powerful, and they took you off your throne, and they
I was on the boat, then I came back down to Earth so I can be your daughter.
Oh, that's what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's when we started to have the first interbreeding occurring that led to blue-eyed, white-skinned people. The only people that actually seem to have been generated by the Earth's own evolution is black people. Those are the only racial types that we have on Earth that you don't see in people that come from other planets, and that makes them very special.
R.
What?
Was.
2.
2.
What?
Like.
Me.
Made.
There you go with that crazy stuff again.
I can't move the paper with my mind.
How you gonna move the paper with your mind, London?
But I can move it with my mind.
Let me see, cause I think you tripping. You not do what the hell? You not doing that. You are not doing. Oh, she is not doing. Oh my baby! Oh, that's scary.
Kashi fired his whole management team right before this happened.
You signed a blood contract. You don't fire people. We fire you.
Because he's a blood.
Yes.
And that's the type of contract he signed.
Mexican blood.
Mexican blood.
He has white blood inside his Mexican blood.
Okay.
Look.
So even though he said he fired everybody, he didn't really fire anybody.
No, you can't fire people. You signed up for this.
It was a blood contract.
Yes.
So how do you get out of a blood contract?
You don't.
Death.
Ain't no blood.
Okay. Right, because at one point Tekashi said, fuck Treyway. We just posted that video up.
Listen here, Vlad. Let me tell you something. Right. You have to understand something about Tekashi 69, right? He, in itself, is a universal law of the world, right? His gang is Treyway. I want you to think about this, Vlad. His gang is Treyway, which symbolizes the number 3, right? And then his name is 69, right? 369. Do you know what the number 369 means, Vlad? It is a universal number. He signed the universal. I want you to think about this. He's a magical person in this world. And we're going to use his magic to destroy the youth like we've been doing, Vlad. He's special, and I love him.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I was watching Simpsons last night because my wife's like, I want to watch all the 34 seasons. You can say my brain starts short-circuiting. But anyways, we started from like season 34, working our way back. Anyways, I got to like one of these episodes, can't remember, episode 6, episode 7 of 34. But take a look at this and tell me what you think. And I'm going to show you something at the end of this video. Here.
Look at the gloves. Cheese got left out, so it's a little sweaty, but it's wrapping up. It isn't anything. Take the time. Sweaty cheese. At the end of the day, you're still cheese to me.
Look at all the different lands. Futurama, Family Guy, South Park, all of them. Now, it's a little crazy here because I'm going to show you something.
Treehouse of Horror in the books.
Okay, so I'm not saying that's what The Simpsons said, you know? But when you look at this, does make you wonder. And I know that they're trying to mimic Westworld with the different worlds, you know, and I get it, but these are different worlds. They're all circles. They're all encompassed in a covering or a dome, very much like those where you can see them bust out of the dome that they're in. I don't know, man. I don't know. Looks very similar to me. What do you guys think, man? Let me know what you think on that one. Because, I don't know. I think it's the same. I think Simpsons is showing us what our world really looks like. Alright, guys. Take care.
First question they'll ask is, what do you do? And so I say, I live. And they say, no, I mean, do you work or what? And I say, no, I just live. And they say, well, you must do something because their whole orientation is toward job, occupation. This is their whole life.
Money. We're doing the hardest work in the world because we're growing. We're trying to change. And that's a lot harder than staying in the same rut and going along year after year doing the same thing.
Look, what it say? It say 113 years, right? Now look at the side by side now. Side by side. Look at them. Look at the scale. Don't forget about this scale, okay? The scale was written right here too. It's drawn right here too. I told you I had a slug on me. See that? There's the scale. This is real time, y'all. Here's the scale. Okay?
You want to be treated fair.
You want fair treatment? You have to have a nationality first. Your status got to be on a record first. There's a scale. We're going to show y'all how they putting a mockery on people.
You got to exercise your freedom.
Right in their face. See the scale? Balance. Okay. Now we going to it. We going to it. What is that? Civil Rights Act. The Civil Rights Act of 1875 declared unconstitutional. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So the Civil Rights Act was declared unconstitutional in 1875. But these people, they got started in 1905. Think about what we just said. Look at the date. Look at the date. No, the founder's date is 1909. That's when they started. But civil rights, the Civil Rights Act was deemed unconstitutional. It was declared unconstitutional in 1875. And here they go popping up in 1909, talking about NAACP Founders Day. Think about who really been selling our people out. Think about who really been selling our people out. It ain't just been the hybrid European. It's been our own people. That's Ida B. Wells and that's W.E.B. Du Bois. Think about what's going on. How they get established in 1909 and in 1875, the Civil Rights Act was declared unconstitutional
by the Supreme Court.
By the Supreme Court. In 1883, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the Civil Rights Act of 1875, forbidding discrimination in hotels, trains, and other public places, was unconstitutional and not authorized by the 13th or 14th Amendments of the Constitution. So, just some basic critical thinking. You see these people?
They tell you you got civil rights.
They tell you fight for your civil rights.
March and fight.
But the Supreme Court ruled that the Civil Rights Act was declared unconstitutional, 1875. So what is the purpose of the NAACP? Bing bong.